Love them or hate them. The interstate highways are the arteries of our country, moving trillions of dollars worth of goods. Praised as the biggest public works project in American history, the interstate highway system changed life as we know it. Now, these systems are about to turn 70 years old. How did we get here, and what can be improved? Up until the mid-20th century, most roads in America were unpaved, and they would become an impassable mess when it rained. Calls to improve road conditions had started to grow after the Ford Model T exploded onto the scene in 1908. The first mass-produced automobile revolutionized the game, as more people could now afford a car and get on the road. Congress passed the Federal Aid Road Act in 1916 to provide states with funding to build roads. In 1919, after World War I ended, the U.S. organized its first Army Transcontinental Motor Convoy. They sent 81 Army tankers across the country to test the mobility of the military during wartime conditions. In what would today take us 5 days, took them 62 grueling days. Among the convoy's 282 men was a young lieutenant colonel named Dwight D. Eisenhower. He learned firsthand of the struggle to travel far distances on these roads. This experience would later influence his policy as president. In 1944, Congress gave the green light to construct a national system of highways through the Federal Aid Highway Act. However, the program stalled with World War II and then the Korean War. It wasn't until the election of Eisenhower in 1952 that the project would move full speed ahead.
I believe that we're at least $50 billion behind in our road networks. We are suffering from it in losses of life. We're suffering from it every day in terms of inefficient operation.
His support helped pass the 1956 Federal Aid Highway Act, which enacted the construction of 41,000 miles of highway costing $25 billion. The funding came from taxing gas, tires, trucks, and buses. This project forever changed the urban and suburban landscape. The ability to easily travel farther distances on safe roads led to more people moving out of cities and into suburbs.
This is the greatest construction program in the entire history of the nation. The expanding horizon is one that staggers the imagination.
While the interstate highway system was meant to connect people, it also further divided communities. Planners routed some highways to directly cut through neighborhoods, destroying and uprooting communities, a majority of which were Black and brown populations, further cementing the economic and social divide. The highway system was soon met with resistance. Across the country, people participated in highway revolts. In San Francisco, residents protested plans for new freeways, arguing it would ruin communities and businesses. Their voices were heard. In 1959, the city's Board of Supervisors canceled 7 out of the 10 planned freeways in the city. Today, the interstate highway system stretches over 48,000 miles. Since Eisenhower's time, these roads have aged. In 2025, the interstate highway system turned 69. Modernizing the interstate highway system would require reconstructing a majority of interstate highways and bridges down to their foundations, according to a 2021 report by TRIP, a nonprofit think tank specializing in transportation issues. The report recommends the government increase its investment 2.5 times, from $23 billion in 2018 to $57 billion annually over the next 20 years. Addressing these issues is vital for not only the economy, but for our lives. Failures can lead to disaster, like in 2007, when 13 people died and 150 people were injured after the Interstate 35W bridge in Minneapolis collapsed into the Mississippi River. An investigation later found the cause was due to a design failure. On the system's 40th anniversary, in 1996, Frank Turner, a former federal highway administrator, said, quote, "The interstate system will never be finished because America will never be finished," end quote.